Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Am I really making this video? Now the reason why I'm saying that is because I never thought I was ever going to get my hands on this release. Now I'm sure you are all aware of it. I am a big John Carpenter fan. And one of my favourite movies from him is Escape from New York. Would definitely be in my top 5. As a matter of fact, it would probably be in my top 20 greatest movies of all time. That's how much I love this movie. So to get a release like this means so much to me. It really does. Now, I have the box here beside me. And I'm going to try my best to bring it into frame for you. It's not going to fit because the box is so big. Now, what I'm going to do is, the item that's inside this box, naturally, I'm going to go behind the camera and give you a close look at it. And trust me, you want to check this one out. It's stunning, it really is. Now, I'm going to just quickly bring the box in and let you have a look at it. But here we go. This is it. So, it's the Nameless Media statue release of Escape from New York. And as you can see, we got that classic artwork that we all know and love when it comes to Escape from New York. Now, when it comes to the spines of the box, you've got the title of the movie, but it's in German. And that's the opposite spine of it there. But when I take it to the back of it, it's showing you the item that I'm going to be showing you, and it's this one right here. So as you can see, it is Snake Plissken with the Statue of Liberty's head behind them. You know the artwork that's trying to represent. It's very iconic. And to own such a release like that is, it's epic, it really is. So like I said, I will be going behind the camera and giving you a proper look at this release, and I'm happy to do so. Now, one of the reasons to why I said that I never thought I was going to get my hands on, I'm just going to quickly explain it here. But I think it was in, I don't know, February or March of this year, Nameless Media announced that this was coming. There was going to be 101 copies of them. Not only that, but they also announced the date for the pre-orders and when you can actually order it. So, it goes without saying I was very excited because I've never owned a statue release for a John Carpenter movie. So naturally I wanted to get my hands on this. So when the pre-orders came available, I jumped on and I was in shock when I seen the price. I think it was around €330. And I think it was an extra €30 for delivery. So you're talking 360 quid. And I was bemused by it. I couldn't believe it because I have bought so many releases from Nameless Media in the past, but I can tell you now, I never spent that kind of money. And for the life of me, I did not understand the price hike. So I opted to pass on it. I said, no, I'm not entertaining this, no way. And within an hour, they were sold out. So I went on to Nameless Media's Facebook page and I just put an inquiry in there. I wasn't looking to start any trouble at all. I'm not that kind of person. I just wanted them to justify the price hike on this release because in terms of the edition, you're not getting anything different to what we got before. You're getting the statue, you're getting the movie, you're getting the certificate of authenticity, and that's it. But the price was almost double than their previous releases, so I was very confused by it. So I put an inquiry down. Of course they didn't reply to it, and I know why they didn't, because they can't justify the price hike in it. So yes, I was very disappointed there because my background is dedicated to Nameless Media. I have so many releases from them, but I had to pass on this one. Anyway, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, they announced they were doing a sale on their website. 50% off, 30% off, all that kind of stuff. Not only that, but they were doing this thing, I think it's called the Beware sale. There's a Beware section, I think that's what it's called. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. But this Beware section basically represents a lot of the movies. Like, there'll be a lot of media books, and there could be maybe a dent on the media book or a small tear or something like that. And basically you get 50% off each and every one of these releases that's part of that sale. But they announced that this statue was going to be part of it, which I don't quite understand because there's meant to be only 101 of them, so I don't know where this came from, unless somebody returned it. I honestly don't know. Now, the thing was, this one wasn't coming with any damage, which was great. You weren't getting the movie on 4K and you weren't getting the certificate of authenticity. It was just the statue itself. And to be honest, let's face it, when it comes to a release like this, all you really do want is the statue. And thankfully, the price was considerably cheaper. I am not kidding. It was a fantastic price. So I snapped it up. But the thing is, just when I was about to purchase it, I noticed on that Beware sale that they were actually selling media books for Escape from New York. Now, not the same media book that you get in this release, but it was actually another rare variant of the movie. And I actually snapped it up. I think I got it for around €20. So now I actually have a media book to put into the base of this. And I have to tell you, I couldn't be happier. It's amazing to think that, you know, my channel specialized in releases like this when I first started. That's how I built my YouTube channel, showing releases like this. And I thought those days were gone. You know, the last release I think I showed in terms of a statue was probably, it was Maniac up here. And that was years ago. And people are always asking me, you know, Keith, there's so many statues out there, why do you not get them? The thing is, I look for specific releases. And when I say specific, I mean the statue has to come with the movie. Or there has to be a space in the base for the movie. That's why I never go for the likes of, you know, slideshow collectibles when it comes to American releases and all that kind of stuff. Yes, they have to be very specific. And that's exactly what you see with me in my background. Every single one of those statues, you know, the base of them, the movie can go in. And that's why you don't see too many more videos from me when it comes to releases like this. But, like I said, I'm so happy to have this one in my collection. And I can tell you now, I'm going to shut up talking. I'm going to go behind this camera. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the media book first. And then I'll make my way onto the statue. And I really do hope you enjoy this. Right, so here we go, the media book of Escape from New York. Now there's 5 variants that you can get out there for this media book, but this is the only one that was left. And you know what? I'm very happy with it because there is actually quite a lot of spot glossing going on with this release, which is strange for a media book edition. For instance, the title of the movie and John Carpenter was done with spot glossing. Not only that, but Snake Plissken himself is all done with very, very heavy spot glossing. So, like I said, you don't see that too often when it comes to media book releases. I think Nameless Media started introducing it onto their media books in the last couple of years. So it's nice. It's a nice welcome change. But you'll notice that there is quite a lot going on here in terms of the artwork. You know, you got Snake Plissken in the middle there, him firing the gun. You'll notice all the helicopters above him. You got the taxi cab there destroyed. You got the buildings, even got Air Force One on the right hand side. So yes, a very busy looking steelbook, and I'm a big fan of it. Really do like it. So that is the main artwork on this one. I'm going to then take you on to the spine of it. Now, when you see the back of this media book, I have to tell you, it's made for this statue that I have, and you're going to see why now in a second. But here we go. As you can see, it's basically the same pose that you see on the statue. So that was such an added bonus to picking up this media book release. I never knew what the artwork looked like on the back. I only knew the front of it. So when I seen that, I was like, wow, yeah, this media book is made for that statue. Now I can tell you the entire image of Snake Plissken, once again, is done with spot glossing, and it really does stand out. It looks beautiful, it really does. Now, there's that Beware that I was telling you about. So if you go onto their website, you will see that there. Even now, you'll see the Beware sale is still on. And this statue is still available on that Beware sale, but unfortunately, the price has gone back up, which is a bit of a shame. So anyway, that is the back of the media book. I will open it up, and inside you have your 4K disc. And then the opposite side is your Blu-ray disc. And as you can see, the disc artwork kind of blends into the background. And in terms of the pages, it being a German release, naturally, it's all going to be in German. But I suppose you can appreciate some of the stills that you see from the movie. But I think it's covering a lot of the characters that you see in the movie, and of course, covering quite a bit on John Carpenter and some of the movies that he's directed. So that is the pages, and that is the media book when it comes to this release. So finally, onto the statue we go. Right, so here we go. Escape from New York statue. So you know the drill, folks. From this point, I'm going to be doing everything handheld, and the reason why is so I can get in as close as I possibly can when it comes to this release. So with that said, I'm going to take us right in. So the first thing I wanted to quickly show you is the base, particularly where the title of the movie is. And look at the way it's displayed. As you can see, it is sticking out quite a bit from the base, and naturally so. But the way that, like I said, the way it just looks on that terrain, I think is absolutely perfect. Now, speaking of the base, I can tell you now that it's taking up the bulk of the weight. You will not believe how heavy this item is. It's ridiculous how heavy. The Statue of Liberty's head does take up quite a lot of weight as well, but it's mostly the base. So anyway, that is the title looked at. Again, just wanted to give you a good look at that. Looks beautiful. So what I'll do is I'll just move my way up to Snake Plissken himself. Now look, I've said this so many times, but these are resin pieces, and you know, their faces are never going to look lifelike. They never do. But I think they've done an okay job with this one. So I'll just take his in close and let's just have a look at his face. But there you have it. Of course, you got the iconic patch there as well. So as you can see, he is holding the rifle as well. And make my way down. You'll even notice the that little watch that he's given. Now he has two different watches on, and you can see the other one on the other arm. But that's the one where he presses the button, if I remember correctly. And then right down below, you'll notice that other gun is actually lying on the ground. Now there is certain pieces that actually comes off this edition, which I will show you now in a second. But you'll notice as well, you got his handgun on one side there, and the other one is on the other side, which I'll show you now in a second. But anyway, that's the front look of the statue. So I have it on a turntable here. I just want to turn it around and give you a side profile shot of the base. And once again, you can see it is quite thick. And I love the way you kind of got all the cracks and all that. It just looks like, yeah, proper terrain. And then, of course, there I'm going to take you in, and you'll see Snake Plissken's watch there. I think you can make out the time on it. I think you can. I can't quite see what it is. But yeah, that's there. And another nice added little detail. And then you'll see the other gun there as well. Right, so that is the side profile shot of the statue. Trust me, I'll get into the head of the Liberty there now in a second. But I want to wait till I get around to the other side. Anyway, turn it around to the back, and you will notice there is the media book nestled in there quite nicely. There is a bit more space, and maybe it's just a good thing. There is a few statues that I have from Nameless Media where the spots were very, very tight, very hard to get the media book out. So it's nice that they just put it and add a bit of room there. Anyway, so this is the back of the Statue of Liberty, and while I'm here, I may as well show you. But the points, all of them can be removed. You can see it there now. And I'm a fan of that. You know, they're all held in by magnets, and that's a good thing because, you know, you never want to see any of these getting damaged, you know, when they're being delivered. Look at that. That would be very easy to break if it was actually just part of the statue instead of like put in like that, you know. So I'm all for that. Anyway, that's the back of the statue, and turn it around to the opposite side, and here we go. So once again, you got all that terrain, and then of course you've got the Statue of Liberty there as well. And I have to tell you, the sculpt on the Statue of Liberty does look incredible. As a matter of fact, I would say that the Statue of Liberty looks better than Plissken, but take nothing away from it. It is still quite impressive in terms of Plissken himself. But wow, I cannot believe, I swear to God, I cannot believe that I'm actually taking us around this statue. I never thought it was ever going to happen. So anyway, that's the opposite side. So I'll turn it back around again, just get you another angle here, and let's just have a look at it. It just displays so well, it really does. But I had to find somewhere in this room where, you know, naturally you want to be able to see it all, and thankfully I was able to find a spot for it. So I'll take his in one more time and just show you the top of the base. Brilliant. Fantastic. Now, back around to the front, here we go again. Now, in terms of the parts that can be removed, now I'm not going to remove them, I'm going to tell you what it is. But starting off, Snake himself, that actually comes off the base. His hand that is holding the rifle, that does come off. As a matter of fact, I think I can do it. There you go. So that does come off. It's all about protecting the piece, which is always a good thing. And his guns that you see here, and the one on the other side, they all come off as well. So I think that's a good thing that Nameless Media introduced into their statues. They didn't used to do that. And I'm presuming they must have had problems when it comes to, you know, people getting damaged statues. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful way to avoid all of that. So I'm just going to take his in one last time up to give you a look at Snake. You know, it's such an iconic pose. And even though his likeness is not perfect, the thing is, when you go back like this, you'll be none the wiser. It looks perfect. It really does. But, like I said, my eyes are actually kind of... It's almost drawn to two things. I'm drawn to the title here. And I'm drawn to the Statue of Liberty in the back. Again, I think it was perfectly handled. And again, the way that the spikes are done, as you can see, a lot of them are damaged. So it's a damaged head. So yeah, that's a nice touch. So I don't think there's much else I can say here. I think I've covered everything that I need to cover when it comes to this release. But yeah, I'm always a fan of the bases when it comes to Nameless Media. They just put so much effort behind them. But it's beautiful. It really is. Anyway, I am just ranting at this point and I'm just looking for an excuse to talk. But I hope, fingers crossed, you were able to get an idea of how good this statue looks. Now, in terms of scale, like I said, when I go around to the back of it, that is the media book. Let me take the media book, as a matter of fact, and see if I can put it beside the statue, just to give you an idea of how big this piece is. But that's the media book, and that is the statue. And media books are quite tall, as I'm sure you know. So to see that the statue is literally towering over that media book, it should give you an idea of how big this one is. Anyway, I am done, and once again, I hope you've got a good idea of how great this statue looks, and just in terms of its scale of it. But yeah, like I said, I'm still pinching myself that I have this in my collection, and it was a blast taking us around it. Right, so there you have it. That is my release of Escape from New York. Now, I have to tell you, I had a hard time trying to find a spot for this statue because it is so big. But thankfully, I did find a spot. As a matter of fact, it's just over me. It's probably right about up here. And I have to tell you, it displays so beautifully. When I walk into this room, it's one of the first things I see. And it puts the biggest smile on my face. And you know what? For me, that's money well spent. So with that said, I am going to let you go. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on this movie and what did you think of this release of it. And yeah, I hope to see us all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.